R.L. Polk did a study. They asked, let me see if I can get this right. They asked 2,000 people which media, if any, led you to the dealership that you purchased from or the car that you ended up buying. What do you think? Who do you think wins here? Internet, right? Internet by far. Actually, the internet was about, I think, 3 times more effective or 15 times more effective than all the others combined. It was crazy, right? But let's compare that with where dealers are spending their money. So right now, if you this is NADA data. So I looked at one study and then I compared it to the other. But quite frankly, this is about the amount of money people are spending on the internet in general versus newspapers, television, direct mail, and radio. So there's a huge opportunity for dealers to really focus on grabbing that opportunity up top. Anybody know what this is? What is it? Where do you work? Poogie. Okay, good. Does your dealer know what that looks like? Okay, so here's where I'm going to stop for a second, right? So now our conference could be a little self-serving. We're talking about internet, and we're talking about cars.com, and everything is internet. A lot of stuff is internet-based, and we're really selling the fact that the internet is really the main driving force behind leads in your business, right? Would you agree with that? Okay. But why do you think most dealers aren't interested in their Google Analytics? They what? But hang on. They've invested millions of dollars, right? They get both these beautiful showrooms. They have training people. They got millions of dollars tied up in floor plan and inventory. And everybody in this conference and pretty much across the industry will tell you that the internet is the driving force behind getting people to your store and making your dealership successful. And this right here, quite frankly, is one of the key indicators on how successful that you are. Matter of fact, the higher this number goes up in general, and we look at this number, the higher you can get that number, pretty much correlates to how many cars you can sell. There's some variables in there. So why do you think that the dealer doesn't understand that this is important? Why don't they grasp that? So I'm kind of on a campaign to say dealers should learn about Google Analytics. You should be, I go to dealerships every week, and I'm talking to dealers around the country, and I'm like, hey, about how much traffic do you have coming to your website on a monthly basis? How many dealers do you think can answer that, percentage-wise? 10, 15. And those guys get it. Oh, yeah, I've got this many. They get it. So it's really a big difference between the people that get it and the people that don't. And what I'm finding is the people that get it, they're the ones selling the most cars. So little things like this, but just having the data, saying, I got all these people that are coming to me via the cell phone, the iPad, the leads, they're coming to my website. All of this stuff is important, but really, if you ask the dealer, how many ups did you have today? Or if you ask the sales manager how many ups you have today, do they know that number? They know that number. What's happening is there's some old school mentality thinking, and it's like, I don't even want to know that, right? I don't want to learn that. It's too much going on. It's out of my handle, out of my control. I'm going to let somebody else handle it. I'm going to hire you. You handle it, right? And then they'll send you off to this, conferences and things like that, learn about it. But I would challenge you to say, hey, look, challenge your vendors. That you're working with. Like, we need to get that number up. What can we do to get that number up? 12,415 visitors on a monthly basis. Would you say that's good or bad?
Depending on the size of the dealership, it's decent.
Yeah, pretty good actually. We look at a lot of them. Yeah, not bad. What's that?
The bounce rate side.
Yeah, you can argue with that. Well, I don't want to get into bounce rate, but it just depends. If you're driving traffic to the specific place that you want them, if they get the information and they leave. But yeah, we could argue details on that. All right, so let's just look at this. Google. All right, so in this case right here, this dealer, 16,000 people to the website. Google was Number 2 traffic generator, okay? It's important. I mean, that's organic. So if you got an SEO company, right, if you're doing things to really drive organic traffic, that's a metric you should be looking at. You should be looking at that because it's super important. What is SEO? Anybody have an SEO company? What's that?
I'm the SEO company.
Okay, what do you do for SEO for your store?
I do on-site SEO, off-site SEO, blogging, trying to get into video, things like that.
Okay, great. Anybody else? Because quite frankly, SEO, if you go back, jump ahead here a minute, oops. It used to be lots of things, and it used to be link building and all this kind of crazy stuff, right? But right now, it's content, like you mentioned, right? I'm doing on-site stuff, I'm blogging, she's going to get into video, social media. Do you do some, when you write social media, do you Facebook and all that kind of thing?
I link them all together, put links right back to the website.
Perfect, okay, great. Website reviews, they talked about earlier, direct social, book marketing, press releases. Quite frankly, it's content. Boom, it's content. So it was funny, I was having lunch with some folks and we were talking SEO and I'm like, well, what are you guys doing for SEO? We're paying some company and, oh yeah, really? Are they writing content for you? I don't really know. Look, if any SEO company, if you're hiring a company or if you're doing it yourself, if they're not producing real content, save your money. Because if you're paying like I'll just throw a name, Cobalt or DealerCON, $600 a month for SEO, and you don't get any content or articles or anything back, save the 600 bills. Because it's not doing you squat. All right? Nothing. Content. Because Google with the Panda and Penguin, I mean, they used to do these link building, but with Panda and Penguin, if you're not producing original content, all right? Now, I look at some people's blogs and things like that, and it's an article posted from some SEO company on your blog. The exact same article is posted on another website company's or another dealership's blog, the exact same article, and they're charging the dealer for both. So they're writing articles and putting it on your blog and going, hey, we wrote that. That is not good either. It needs to be original content, all right? So when we talk about content, as you can see, about the time where Panda and Penguin happened around in here, content marketing, and this is in Google Trends, being search terms, it's crazy. So everybody understands nowadays if you got somebody doing SEO, it's content, real true development of content. Content is king. You might have heard this before. It's not going away. It's, this was in my presentation 2 years ago, but it's even more important now.